Okay, so here I have a sharp knife, one. I have some garlic, I have tomato, onion, basil, chili, mussels. First off, garlic. I'm going to give it a quick squash. By doing that, basically I'm releasing the flavours. It's crushed it, they're open, they're bruised. I'm going to give it a quick chop. And what I'm going to do now, very rough, very easy. It's not a serious dish, it's quite easy, it's quite rustic. I'm going to put this into a little dish like here. Here's one I prepared earlier. Be careful when you're doing this because if you've got a sharp knife and you cut yourself, it can hurt. There's my garlic. Onion. Onion goes into the pot first, okay? So I'll put this over here because I don't need it. I only need half an onion for this dish. Now, you probably can't do it that quick. I can, sucked in. So what I'm going to do is just do it easy. All you got to do is come up with really easy small cubes, okay? French means brunoise. I just call it small cubes, okay? That's pretty much plenty of onion. What the onion's going to do, you're going to caramelise it in a hot pan, and it's just going to give it a bass note, okay? It's sort of like putting music together. You need a bit of bass note, okay? So I'm going to scrape this off the board. With that, can you imagine? Hot pan, we've got some olive oil sizzling inside the hot pan. I throw my onions in, it makes a dirty smell. Then I throw some beer inside that. Then I'm going to throw some tomato, okay? So tomato, pretty easy, very chunky. Same deal, ideally a little bit bigger than the onions, okay? But it can be rustic, okay? Because this is going to be our sauce. This is where the flavour comes from. It's going to be a tomato, beer, and basil sauce. You won't really know that the onions are there, but it's just going to give it a bit of a base note, okay? So here we go, there's our tomatoes, slice it across, slice it this way, and there's our Tommies. Okay, there's our Tommies. Put it into here, so then I can go, here's some we prepared earlier, okay? So far I've done tomatoes, I've done onions, I've done garlic. Now, I'm going to chop up my basil. Now basil is really easy. You can either cut it, but you've got to have a sharp knife to cut it because otherwise you're going to bruise it, okay? So very gently, give it a very rough chop and only cut the basil just before we're about to use it, okay? So that's why I'm going to keep this off. I'm just using this as a sample for you. So there's my basil. Quick wipe down, easy does it. Bread. So the ciabatta is going to be sliced, very easy. And once I've done all these, I'm going to throw it on a plate, like so. I'm going to season it. I'm going to throw a little bit of olive oil over it. I'm going to throw it on the char grill. That's going to be our dipping into the bottom of the sauce once we have finished the mussels. Awesome. Tongue-tied already. It must be the chili. I can smell it. Okay. Speaking of chili, ghost chili. Hottest chili in the world. We're not going to use that today. We're going to use a little bird's eye, okay? Little bird's eye chili. Once we get our assistant to clean our bench. There we go. Thank you, assistant. Awesome work. Thumbs up. Here's our chili. You only need one chili, okay? This is quite a hot chili. I love a bit of heat, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw that in with the garlic, and once that mixes together, it's going to steam up, it's going to give you a heap of heat. To get the mussels done, the mussels come like this, okay? Fresh, live mussels. They've got a tiny little beard. If you can see that little beard there? It's sort of like mine a little bit. Okay, so what we do, we get this beard, we twist it around, and we head toward the base of it, okay? We head toward the point, and that's cleaning the mussels, okay? Now, because these are farmed mussels, they don't have all the things that normally stick on those wild mussels, so they're quite easy to do. Mussel, tear it off, give it a little wrestle, and that's done, okay? There's our prep done. We're going to go downstairs, we're going to get ourselves a pot, we're going to start cooking all this stuff, and then we're going to eat it. Yeah. Awesome, so here we are downstairs doing the mussels, or moule as some would say. We've got the tomato, we've got the onions, we've got the garlic, we've got the chili, we've got the basil. First things first. Oil, pan. Pan, hot, okay? So you want the pan hot, a little bit of oil in there. While we get it up to heat, we'll talk a little bit about the mussels, okay? Mussels are very sustainable. The reason they're sustainable, I think I ran into it before, is because they are filter feeders. They don't need, in aquaculture, they don't need someone to process food and feed it for them. The average fish out of a fish farm or through aquaculture requires 5 kilos of fish killed for that 1 kilo of fish. So if you're buying salmon, 1 kilo of salmon actually requires 5 kilos of ground up sardines just to make that 1 kilo. Stupid, not sustainable. This is sustainable, okay? They grow on ropes, they filter the water, so they're actually a positive for the water. So what we're doing, that's nice and hot, see it's nice and smoky. I've got my onions, as I said before. They go in there, bang, great little sound. Give it a toss. All about tossing, okay? You can hear the food, you can toss the food, it's about smelling it. Okay, what I want to do, I want to make them transparent. As you can see, they're turning that way now. Once they're about halfway through transparency, I'm going to throw some tomato in it. Once the tomato's in, I'm going to throw the garlic in, okay? To me, that's about right. It's taken the bite out of the onion, it's rounded it off, and now it's onion time. Oh, we love being in here. Tomato time. Onion, tomato. You say tomato, I say tomato. It's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, same thing. Okay, here we go. So basically that's our base for the sauce. I've got onions, they're caramelised off, okay? So they're going to give a nice little base note. I've thrown the tomatoes in, nice and acidic. I've got a beer here. That's for me, but I'm also going to use some inside there. What we'll do, I'm going to sweat this down a little bit. That's almost happy. Take the lid off this. Oops. I don't want anyone eating this because this is probably not a shell you can open. It probably is, it'll open your mouth though. So here we go. Before I put the garlic in, before I put the chilli in, if I put the chilli in now, it's going to heat up and it's going to freak everyone out in here and it's going to make you cough, okay? So I'm going to throw some beer in there. As you can see, I'm deglazing the pan. I'm throwing beer in there. It's sweating up, it's creating moisture, it's dragging the moisture out of that tomato and placating it with the hops of the beer. I'm not going to add salt to this, okay? There's enough salt water inside these mussels, so normally you add your salt and your pepper to your mussels. I'm not, okay? There's enough salt in this, and for pepper, I'm going to add the chilli. Right now, as we can see, it's probably about halfway reduced. I'm going to throw the garlic in now. Garlic and chilli. That way it's not going to steam me up, it's not going to make me cough, and it's going to give it a nice base note. The garlic is going to keep onto it, so you're going to be able to taste that garlic inside there. So it's not going to be raw, but it's not going to be insipid and fade away. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to wait probably about 2 minutes, we're going to reduce that down, and then we're going to throw the mussels in, okay? Bam! Okay, so here I am, Simon, mussels. Instead of tipping the mussels straight in here, what I'm going to do, because as they open up, they're going to let their salt water out. You don't want that salt water in, it's going to become a very salty dish, okay? So I'm going to strain a little bit of that salt. Beautiful. And then back in the pot, okay? All the mussels in here. Boom, boom, boom. Won't take too long at all, okay? Give it a stir. That's probably going to take the best part of a minute. While I'm doing that, there's a quick lid for it. Here's my bread. Very hot griddle, ideally char griddle, whatever you got. This is going to be the accompaniment to it. As you can see, it's smoking up. It's very hot. By the time that side's done, this will be done, and then I'll start plating them up and the bread will be hot, okay? Let's just see. I'll give it a quick shake. Let that flavour go around. So basically the mussels are going to open up. The chilli, the tomato is going to sink inside them. As I pull it off the stove, there we go, getting a little bit of colour as we go. Nice. You can use tongs, you can use your fingers. No! Depends on how much of a hero you are. Okay, so there we go. Our bread's almost done, our mussels are almost done. The final preparation for this is our basil. As I said earlier, you want to cut it at the last minute. There we go. Nice and fresh basil. We'll give this a quick clean down. Our bowls, there's going to be 4 people, that's enough for 4, okay? Nice little entrees. There's our bread. Beautiful. Onto our chopping board. Nice and bready. Our mussels are opened up. It's got chilli inside there, it's got tomato inside there. The thing it's missing is basil, okay? There goes our basil. That's going to give it a little bit of freshness, okay? So you've got all these stagnant, or not stagnant, but products that aren't really too alive, and then all of a sudden you've got the basil. The basil is going to give it that herbiness. It's going to give it that freshness, okay? I'll just turn this down so it doesn't smoke us out. Give this a little bit of a stir. Okay, I can smell the beer, I can smell the tomato. Gratefully, I can't smell the chili. I'm just going to dish this up. Does it smell good? Anyone? No? It smells good. It smells great. Yummy. And the good thing about mussels is you don't need tools to eat the mussels, okay? They're a tool in themselves. Once you eat the first mussel, the second mussel, or the first mussel, acts like a spoon. So basically, your little shell is a spoon to mop up all the sauce. That's what I like about mussels. They're user-friendly, they're cheap, and they've got their own spoon. Come on. What food can you say that about? There we go, mussels, a little bit of toast on top. And there we go. Mussels, tomato, beer, chili. Let's see what the customers say.